All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, this is Kenyan Revolutionary. Please, 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 if you want to get in the show, or at least in the studios, it's a show, but it's a discussion. I'm going to post the link. I'm posting the link on the comment section right now. If you're subscribed, you'll see it in the comment section. That way you can just get in, uingie tuanze kuongea mambo ya siasa kidogo tuchape siasa kidogo ama namna gani? Haya, nimeipost hapo hivyo on the comment section. So please log in, join the studio, tuongee mambo ya siasa hapa. There's the topic, as you can see, Bipartisan talks. Where is it leading us? Then what else? Actually, I've just read the news that Gabon, I talked about this last week. I mentioned that, where this coup heading? They started on the west. Will they make their way back to the east after they are done with the Francophone, the countries that were colonized by the west? Are they going to make their way, this revolutionary wave, will it make its way to the west? To the east, in East Africa, to be precise. Please go to the comment section right there. I just posted the link if you want to join the studio. I want help. I want to talk to somebody who knows something about something. So log in. Niambie, what do you think? We are live. If you want to join the studio, please, link in your ear. Just hit the link, turn on your camera and your voice thing. Now utajiona hapo hivyo na tutaongea. So please, ndio hiyo. As I say, the topic is about the bipartisan talks, the state of Mulembe nation. We saw President Ruto was in the West. He's been there for a while. He's been camping there for a few days. We saw the reception he got in Vihiga, in Kakamega. Kakamega is an interesting county. We saw the former governor Oparanya was arrested by EACC, claiming that embezzled 1.3 billion Kenyan shillings. Was this just political witch hunt, or Oparanya alifanya mambo yake? Let's find out. So please log in. Let me just send the link to a couple of people here and see if they can join me in the studio and help me with this. What's the state of Mulembe nation? And also, I'll go back to this. Is there going to be a coup in East Africa? We saw that in Gabon is just taking place. Now, this is 4 countries now. We had Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and now Gabon. Gabon at the latest. The army decided, hey, Bongo, mambo yako, siku zako zimeisha. Get out. We don't need you anymore. Will this happen in Kenya? Ogola anaweza kufanya ile kitu? Will Ogola, call the Wagner people and tell them, hey, you know what? Let's take this. Ruto is not working out. Unless you're a supporter of Ruto, please tell us what you think, because it's been a year. Have we seen any change from Uhuru Kenyatta's regime? Please join in and tell us. Let me just do this real quick, and we shall get deep into this. Join me. Tell me what you think. Don't be a passenger. Ingia tuongee, uniambie, toa maoni yako, fungua roho, as they say, if you think Ruto is doing a good job or not a good job, because we can see all these scandals happening with Mr. Rai, the Singh, being suspected of money laundering. That's not something new, but Ruto promised us that when he gets to office, he shall fight corruption diligently. So is this it? Also, other news, which I didn't even plan on talking about. Babu Owino is free. Babu Owino is free. How did that happen? I get it in Kenya, but he shot someone on camera, but for some reason he's walked scot-free. Babu Owino is free now. He paid he paid DJ Evolve to compensate him for the losses, for the injuries and stuff. The guy is paralyzed, but still it does not take the fact that attempted murder, caught on camera, and this guy is walking free. So I don't know how the justice system works. I'm starting to lose faith in the justice system. Okay, I mean, we saw that with the finance bill. Okiom Tata and Jimmy Wanjigi made a very compelling case, and they presented the evidence showing that this finance bill was not constitutionally passed. You know, the process in which it was passed was illegal, which makes it all illegal. But still, you know, the court, you know, they did away with the conservatory Ninio, and it went on. So it's applicable right now. So again, if you want to join the studio, link iko kwa comment section hapo. Just hit the link and you can join in. Open your camera, ingia, tuongee. Ama ni namna gani? Let me see. If you have any questions, tafadhali, feel free. If you don't agree, if you want to mention something that you feel inakuumiza kwa roho, ingia uniambie. Link ndio hiyo kwa comment section, please. Feel free, usiogope. Hapa ni kuongea, fungua roho. The link is in the comment section. Comments section hapo. Ingia na niambie what you think. I want to hear from people. I want to hear from other people. Just hearing myself holding my own view is not enough. It's always good to hear somebody else take on the issue. It doesn't have to be just one person. This is not lakini if you don't want to join in, ni sawa, kwani hakuna shida. But what I'm saying is this. What I'm asking the question, what do you think about Ruto's rule in 1 year? Is he really fighting corruption as he promised? Has the economy improved? What's happening in Western Kenya? I see there's a lot of happening. People getting arrested. Ruto is there. I saw a picture of Mr. Boni Kalwale, who is laughing. He was very happy. He seems happy. Actually, Boni Kalwale is one of those. He's the current governor of Kakamega. I saw him cheesing it up, and when the news broke about Oparanya, I thought maybe, you know, I always thought that Mulembe Nation are all together. They wako pamoja. But obviously, Boni was not. Boni was not supporting Oparanya's arrest. Boni, in fact, criticized him and says, you know, if somebody steals money, they need to be arrested. He sees this is not a matter of Mulembe Nation or anything, which I was surprised, because usually when somebody is arrested or is arrested from a particular community, let's say the lawyer community, you know, the leaders around that community always rally around them, and you know, they support their person. Just like Matiang'i, when Matiang'i was arrested or was summoned by the EACC to answer some questions, okay? DCI, was it DCI or EACC? One of the above. When Matiang'i was summoned for questioning for 4 hours, we saw Raila Odinga and his supporters and the leaders from Kisii community, you know, they spoke out and say, hey, wacheni Matiang'i. Even though Matiang'i, you know, we remember, for those of us who remember the atrocities that happened under Matiang'i, you know, we know Matiang'i was talking tough, and there was a lot of bodies. People died in Yala, were being dumped in Yala River. But all in all, Matiang'i still, you know, watu walikuwa na, you know, people walikuwa namtetea. So I don't know. So that's something that kind of. Anyway, give me a minute here, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, as I send these links out so people can join in the discussion if they want to. If you feel you don't want to join the discussion, you just want to sit and listen, hiyo pia ni sawa. It's your right, prerogative. Si lazima uingie. But I would like to hear from everybody else. What do you think about the current situation in Kenya? I just saw on TikTok, actually, once something very interesting. It was a comparison between Ibrahim Traore, the leader in Niger. He was responding to Ruto's claim. Ruto, you know, Ruto is against this. Apparently, Ruto is against this coup d'etat that are happening in the West. You know, and Ibrahim Traore said, you know, Ruto, you know, jali mambo yako. Don't worry about us. We know the kind of injustice that happened in Niger. So Ruto tusitibebe. So I would like to hear you, you know, give your view. Where's mine in here? Let me help people join here. Ngoja kidogo kidogo. Just give me a second. So let me send these links out there so people can join in the studio. All right. Tuone ni namna gani hapa. I see. All right. All right. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube live. We are 10 minutes in. Watch out to. Let me send these links because apparently nobody's getting these links. So, let's see. Let's do this real quick and get some more people in here. Wale wanataka kuingia waingie. Wale wanataka kusikia wasikie. Wale wanataka kusubscribe, please subscribe, share, like. Tell me about this bipartisan talks. It's becoming more clear now that this bipartisan talks sounds like. I'm not saying it is, but it sounds like the second coming of BBI. That's what it looks like. This is the second coming of BBI. Are we having another BBI? Because already we have a prime cabinet secretary who is Musalia Mudavadi. Okay. Now they want to change the law, the constitution, so it can accommodate that, so they can legitimize that position. Because right now that position is illegal, even though Mr. Musalia Mudavadi is occupying it. But now there's a proposal. One of the agenda in the talks, bipartisan talks, is to make that create that position, and also the official position of the official office of the opposition, which I think is it's ridiculous. I think our constitution is as good as it is right now. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. But you know what? Again, you know, maybe some people wanataka tu ninyo yao. They are looking at it as kila mtu anataka their piece of the pie. As we know, in Kenya, watu wanajishughulikia wenyewe. So crap. I don't know what I just did. Okay, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, joining the show. I'm posting the link right now. Let's just hold on for a second. Hold on. I am going to be here not too long. So if you want to join me, please join in. Ay. Okay. All right. Let's just give me a second here before we get to the issues. Ama ni namna gani? Ay. All right, hold on for a second. I am having technical difficulties here as usual, but we shall manage because we are used to this. Let me send him some links so I can have people who want to join the show can join the show, and those who don't want to join the show will not join the show, of course. So sit tight, give me a second here, and we shall be on our way. All right. Ai, okay. Hii pia inaleta shida kidogo. But we shall overcome. Ingia kwa studio jamani. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Ay. I should have done this earlier, but it's okay. I can do it during the show, before the show, after the show. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, the topic today is bipartisan talks, the state of Mulembe nation. The news in Gabon just broke out. Justice. Let's talk about justice. Do we really have do you have trust, hope, the justice system? Babu Owino just walked free. What do you think? Did he deserve to walk free? I mean, to me, I was shocked. To be honest with you, I was shocked. I thought Babu Owino would probably not make it. Or, that was attempted murder, but, he walked out. Let me send some, let me send the link to some people so we can see. Tuangalie maneno namna gani hapa. Let's send some link and we'll see what happens. So people can have, all right, I got it now. Perfect. Let me send it out there so people can get in, Oh, Lord. I am so disorganized today, but I will make it. I just, Poleni. It was just one of those days where I was not pretty prepared for this, but I managed, okay? Was a little bit busy, caught up in some stuff, work stuff, but we are here, so let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I'm sending the links to you. The links in the comment section. If you're subscribed, you can see on the comment section. Join in and let's have this discussion. If you feel you have something to say, ingia tuongee. If you don't want to, pia ni sawa. You want to be a listener, you want to be a participant. I usually like interactive session. But anyway, all right, let's start with this. I want to talk about the justice system. There are two major cases. Actually, let me use three, because I feel like the justice system, the decision on Babu Owino was a mockery to the justice system in Kenya. Here's a case where this guy shot someone on camera, okay, was captured in camera. We saw that. And based on the evidence in the camera, DJ Evolve was not a threat to him, okay? But nevertheless, he got shot by Babu Owino, who just, brandished his gun and did the deed. Thankfully, DJ Evolve was not killed, but is paralyzed from the neck down, I believe. And he has been bedbound since, okay? Now, Babu Owino has tried to make amends by paying for his bills, paying his rent, whatever, doing all that stuff to get out of the situation. But the fact remains that was attempted murder, okay? We cannot get away from that. But being Babu Owino, being a member of the political class, he gets away with it. If this was Joe Schmo down the street, I'm sure they will not get away with this, okay? So that's what makes it sad for me. I mean, how did that, how? I mean, how? That's just, no. So we cannot have this. We cannot have a double standard in politics. We cannot have one law that's applied to the poor and another to the political class. We saw this finance bill, okay? The finance bill passed. It violated Article 220 of the Constitution. What's the budget? Because the budget has to be, we have to establish what is the budget before the finance bill is passed. Because finance bill is the tax collecting measure, okay, that is based on the budget that has been passed, okay? But here it is, the budget was passed without actually the National Assembly or the legislative body determining what was what do you call it? The revenue estimates. Because in order to have a budget, you have to have the revenue estimates and the expenditure estimates, okay? in order to have a budget. Okay, that's when you have an appropriation bill. Then you pass it on. You make it a budget, which is on a budget basically. Okay, but you have to have an what do you call it? I am so messed up today. I need to drink more coffee. I need to drink budget estimates, okay, of how much you can expenditure estimates, and also the money that you'll be bringing in. What's the word? I'm just blank today. But anyway, so that was not that process was not determined at the parliament. So Okiya Mtata made that point in his petition, making the point that since the process was not, okay, the process of coming up with this budget was not followed as per the constitution, it makes it null and void. The whole process of determining, coming up with this finance bill, because finance bill is what determines how much money we want to collect from the wananchi and how much we can borrow, okay, to fit in within the budget, okay? But even before this finance bill was passed, Ruto was already accepting these loans from IMF and I don't know where else, okay? Which makes it illegal, because every loan that is being taken by the government should be approved by the parliament, should be approved by the legislative body. You cannot just get these loans just because you're bored or whatever the case is. It has to be approved by the parliament. But this was not the case, and that was part of the argument that Okiya Mtata made. But guess what? A week before this case was determined, we heard from the Business Daily news that the American ambassador or the Americans government, okay, they supported this finance bill, okay, and lo and behold, after that, not too shortly after that, they approved this finance bill, okay. So did the court actually rule based on the constitution, what the law says about the process in which you are to collect taxes? Okay, did they? The answer is no. Okay. Number two, I mentioned the case of Babu Owino. Again, I can't stress this enough. The crime was caught on tape. This is not conjecture. This is not somebody's opinion. We're not just saying, oh, Babu Owino attempted to kill somebody. This was on tape. We saw the tape. The guy he shot was not a threat to him, but he went ahead and shot him, and now he's walking scot-free. If this was me and you, the common wananchi, that will be something that you'll be hauled into the court and you'll be serving time right now. It won't be dragging the way it dragged. So that's a mockery to the justice system. Okay? And now I think the Azimio side, they have a pretty good case when they say, you know what? We might not, well, let me, I was about to say something. I was about to say that Azimio might have a case about the decision of the Supreme Court, but I just caught myself because based on the evidence, Azimio could not make the case. But again, for the people who are watching, the people who follow this justice cases, they can pretty much come to a conclusion that we cannot have faith in the Kenyan justice system based on these cases. How many of these mheshimiwas have been killing people and still walking scot-free? Okay, that's the case we are trying to say. That's the case we are making right here. Okay, if people are killing each other, okay, Oparanya, let me be the first one to say right now, Oparanya will not see a day in jail, in prison. He will not be convicted of embezzling 1.3 billion Kenyan shillings. He will not. Ataingia hapo, atafanya vile, he'll be out. Okay? I mean, Sonko was impeached because of embezzling money. What's the other governor of Kiambu who was also impeached? I mean, we've seen this impeachment, but these people don't. I mean, if you steal money, you should be in jail. You cannot steal public money and think that it's okay. You should be locked up. But no, if you have money, the rule does not apply to you if you're part of the political class. That's why I say the political class is rotten. Ruto made a speech that was really, really revealing yesterday. I think it was in Vihiga district. County, not district, sorry. And he mentioned something that was really interesting. He said that, you know, our watu wanataka ofisi, referring to the Azimio, and he said that they want wanataka ofisi, wanataka cheo or something, you know, they want something, some nusumkati, some sort of that handshake. Sasa nitawatengenezea ofisi. Okay? But really, if you listen to Sifuna and Spice FM before the day before that, Sifuna basically said this, that as long as our agenda, the things we put forward in our agenda is met, I don't mind, you know, taking whatever they're offering. Which basically says that these two camps will agree on having these positions that they want to create, like the official office of the opposition, the prime secretary cabinet, which is illegal, that's been occupied by Mudavadi. So basically, these people are bringing back BBI in a way, which is absurd. It's sad. Okay, this thing was planned all along. Okay, people rejected all this. Now I see the grand plan. Let me tell you. Now think about it. If you think about it, let's just get to you. Think about this. Think about this. Okay. When Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga tried to bring the BBI, okay, remember the Bomas meeting where there was all these shenanigans. They were acting as if they were you know, mad at each other or whatever. Okay, and somebody went to court and said, hey, this thing is unconstitutional. We cannot pass it. The people don't want it. We don't want this BBI stuff. It's just creating positions for people. And already the budget, you know, we use a chunk of the budget to pay these governors and all these MCAs in every county. And it's already blotted. The government is already blotted, whether it's locally or nationally, okay? But anyway, so they were stopped. Reggae was stopped, right? But that was not the end of reggae. So now I see why we have this Mandamano. Because before, okay, when the Mandamano started, we now, last week or the week, last week, part one, we had Herman Manyora says that, insinuates that Baba has already had a handshake with Ruto. Miguna posted in his tweet X, right now known as X, that Raila and Ruto had already had a handshake back in April. Okay, so these Mandamanos, think about it. These guys, they wanted to create, again, I say this in my other videos, they wanted to create an environment which will force the public to accept this BBI. Hegelian dialectic. You create the problem and come up with a solution. So the problem was, since these people already had this BBI, they wanted to come up with this BBI. They already made up their mind. Ruto and Raila, they already had this BBI already set up. Walisha kubaliana kitambo. But they knew if they just come to the people and say, hey, we want BBI. This BBI has to pass. Easy man, you know, this is offices. Let's pass it. The people rejected that. And the people on both sides did not want the handshake. So they knew if they brought this issue up front, Kenyans will reject it. Because the Azimio folks didn't want Nusumkate. They say, no, Baba, do not get into another handshake. And the Kenya Kwanza, of course, Ichwonga and the gang said they don't want a handshake, Atutawapatia handshake. So the solution was this. Raila go out there and start this Mandamano, okay? Disrupt daily living. Make the country ungovernable, okay? Let there be atrocities. Because once he starts this Mandamano, and we know what comes with Mandamano, people like Herman Manyora, the bishops and the clerics, okay, they'll start saying, oh, you know, the country's not safe. Let these two gentlemen talk. Let them talk. Let's agree. These two gentlemen need to talk so we can have peace. Because they always sell us the same nonsense that as long as we have Mandamano, as long as the opposition does not agree that they lost the elections, which is obvious that they lost, they create this environment that makes us feel unsafe. This Mandamano, the police brutalized the supporters of Raila Odinga, okay? These are the sacrifices that people make, that Raila makes, and Ruto, okay? They brutalize these protesters, and shops are destroyed, making the country unsafe. Then they come up and say, you know, people start crying, oh, you know, our business, for the sake of our economy, for the sake of our children, so that our children can go to school, for the sake of the economy to be kuendelea, let's have these two gentlemen meet or create these committees, this bipartisan nonsense, so they can sit down and come up with a solution so that we can have peace. So there you are. They tried with Otiende Amolo and the other guy, Murugara, and it failed, okay? Now they came up with these useful idiots, Ichongwa and Kalonzo, to sit down and discuss this. And what are they discussing? Because remember, the previous talks, which was led by Otiende Amolo on the Azimio side and Murugara on the Kenya Kwanza side, the Kenya Kwanza side said, no, we are not doing anything that we do, have to go through the parliament, okay? But since Murugara was very, 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 very keen as a lawyer and said, hey, we cannot just come up with some law, this has to go to the parliament. And they knew if they try to pass it in the parliament, it will not pass, because the majority of the people represented in the parliament will not accept this and they will not vote for it, okay? So the talks collapsed, and Azimio went back to Mandamano, caused atrocities, and people started crying, oh, let these two gentlemen talk so we can have talks. Let this gentleman talk, please, please, please. Kenya is burning. Let's talk, let's talk. They created an environment of insecurity, okay, by disrupting businesses and causing chaos, okay? So now we have these talks between the Kenya Kwanza side, again, led by Chungwa and Kalonzo Musyoka, sitting down, and guess what they come up with? Let's talk about, let's take out, if you take out the cost of living issue, which can be discussed at the parliament, all these issues that they're talking about can be discussed in the parliament, but no, they wanted to draft this outside the parliament. Why? Because if they bring it to the parliament, the wananchi shall put pressure to the parliamentarians, the representatives, and tell them that we don't want this thing. So the best way to avoid that is to have that outside the legislative body, come up with a resolution, create this nonsensical positions, okay, and say that, okay, we agree on this, we agree on this. We shall start this office, we shall start this, and let's change the constitution. Then after they do that, their party leaders, Raila Odinga will tell his people on Azimio side, tell them, hey, listen, if this thing goes to parliament, you must vote for it. If you don't, we shall kick you out of ODM. Okay? And same thing, Ruto will go to the Kenya Kwanza side and say, this thing, the resolution that we came up with in these talks, you shall vote for it, whether you like it or not. We don't care about what the people say, okay? Because there should be public participation. By law, this thing should go back and the representative should let the public have a say about this, okay? In the Constitution, Article 118 says that, okay? But no, they will not do that. They'll just tell them, Ruto will tell his Kenya Kwanza folks, he will tell them, hey, listen, you better vote for this. This is the talks. We came to, we made concessions, and the concession we made is that we shall agree on the cost of living will come down, and they shall agree to, we'll give them the office of the opposition, and we shall legitimize this position of prime cabinet secretary, which is occupied by Mudavadi, okay? So they'll bring that in to the parliament, and the parliament will not consult with people. I'm telling you, this is prophecy. You don't need to be a prophet to see. You don't have to have clairvoyance to see this. Then they'll bring it to the parliament, okay? Once they bring it to parliament, after these whips, political whips, on their political party heads will tell them to vote in a certain way, and this stuff will be voted in, and the constitution will be changed. You already saw Lumumba, another useful idiot. Lumumba already gathered his fellow pseudo-intellectuals, having that they had that press conference talking about how they can start this initiative, popular initiative, to change the constitution. The problem is not the constitution. I keep on saying, if you have any brains in your brain cells, okay, the problem is not the constitution. The constitution is just as good as it is, okay? The problem is implementation, okay? We can't have the constitution being changed every time somebody loses election. We cannot have that. The constitution should be good for everyone. If you lose, read what the Constitution say. If you are to become the opposition, you go to the opposition, okay? If you're not a member of anything, because Raila, remember, even if he's not the leader of the opposition, he does not occupy any public office, okay? He's just the head of Azimio, okay? And I think there are only 2 members of Azimio. It's him and Martha Karua. So even if they created this position of the official opposition, Wandani, whatever his name is, will become the official whatever. But that's not what people care about. Most Kenyans care about the economic state of the nation, all right? So like I say, this bipartisan talks was created to deviate from the process, the democratic process as it is spelled out in the Constitution. Any resolution that is to be argued and agreed upon with regards to law should take place at the legislative body, the parliament, the Senate, okay? You cannot form a committee outside of the legislative body, then, you know, force the people in your party to ratify it, to vote for it. You have to have public participation. As I said, the Constitution is very clear. Article 118, you should have public participation. That's why you had a lot of people groaning and moaning when Ruto was trying to pass that housing levy, okay? People asking, where's the public participation? You guys came up with this thing. You did not ask your representatives. The MPs, the MPs, the senators were supposed to go back to Mashinani, their constituency, and ask the people, do you want this? That's the same thing. All these issues that are being discussed at the bipartisan talks. And again, these are bipartisan talks. This is party talks. This is a discussion between 2-party coalition. It is not a national party. It is not a national issue. These 2-party coalition have issues among them. They're trying to resolve it. It's not a national issue, okay? Yes, the cost of living is something that everyone cares about. That's true. But it can be handled at the legislative body because the Constitution gives the legislative arm of government to take care of this. So if there's something that the law that we want to change, something that we think that we should make to law, a resolution that we need to discuss and make a law, that's where it should be discussed. We should not deviate from that. We cannot create a committee led by people who are not representing the people. Like, what's his name? Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka does not hold a public office. He's not voted by anyone. He shouldn't sit anywhere near any committee. He's not an MP, he's not a governor, he's not an MCA. Why is he talking in these talks? Why? Because this is the part of bipartisan talks. He's there as a member of the Azimio coalition. That's why he wanted these talks to be outside of the legislative branch. Because if the issue is to be taken to the legislative branch, Kalonzo has no say, has no footing. He's not a member of parliament, he's not a senate, he's not anything. That's why these people are doing this. They want to deviate from the law to create a new law, which is an illegality. You cannot have that. So these bipartisan talks are illegal, as far as I'm concerned. If they're talking to iron out their difference as far as the difference between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza, fine. Do that. But you cannot come up with a law and come to the legislative body and say, hey, this is what the people want. No. This committee, this bipartisan committee does not have the sovereign authority of the people. The people did not donate their sovereign authority to this committee. They did give their sovereign authority, donate their sovereign authority to their representative, who they voted for at the ballot box, to become their representative, to advance their needs at the legislative branch of the government, not a committee. You get it? So these 2 people, as I say, these 2 organizations, this bipartisan talks is a clever way of bringing back the BBI. Reggae is alive, so to speak, okay? So that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of illegality that's happening. So it is very disingenuous of people who are coming here or any public platform and telling you that this constitution is not working. We should change it. We should amend it to accommodate the losers. What's the point of going to the election then? Why should we go to the elections? If I know I'm going to the elections and I'm running for president, if I lose, I know I'll probably have a plum office of the official opposition where it's being paid for by the taxpayers. I mean, there'll be a lot of people running for presidency then. There's no point for that. There's no point for that at all. Okay. Lastly, before I finish, I have 20 minutes. I'm trying to go only 1 hour. If you want to join the show, the link is in the comment section. I want to talk about Gabon. What's happening in Gabon? All right, 4 nations now. France is in trouble. France are not even the French ambassador to Niger has refused to leave Niger. As you know, the coup happened in Niger, and the French ambassador refused to leave. He's saying he does not recognize the hunter. He does not recognize Ibrahim Traore. That's an illegitimate government. But here's the thing. So the Niger, they cut off they say nobody should deliver food at the consul, at the French consul, and they cut off the electricity and the water supply. And they told the French, you guys got to leave, okay? But it's interesting because now the West, 4 countries now, Gabon, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, the army has taken over. The last question is this: will this spill back to the east? Okay. Kenya is really, really, like I say, it has a turbulent democracy. You know, any little thing, any one of these mandamanos, if they really catch, because now we see, and this is the danger that we face, you know, as this finance bill has been passed, it's very punitive tax measures, okay? It raises taxes on a lot of stuff. We are being told that they're raising these taxes because they want to pay back the loans by the IMF and the Chinese and all that stuff, okay? But the thing is, as the issue that was raised by Okiom Tata, among others, they say that these taxes might be odious debt. They were illegally acquired, so we are not to pay them back. Okay, the people who acquire them should pay them back. Okay, so there's that question, and now we see all these signs of incompetence on the part of the CSS, this ministerial position. I say ministerial position because we call it CS, cabinet secretaries. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of scandals behind, whether it's the cooking oil scandal. Mandango, the kids that were promised to be flown into Finland. It's just one scandal after the other, okay? These governors, these public officials are swindling money. And Eldoret, apparently, there's Mandamano. And the kids that lost money on this Finland stuff, scandal, are saying that they'll have Mandamano every day, okay? If this continues, okay, and there'll be continual unrest, dissatisfaction of the people by the people they voted in, the president, the governors, okay. If it continues, as I've explained, there seems to be dissatisfaction. There's no trust. People don't have faith in the justice system. People don't have faith that these corruption cases, the people who are accused of committing atrocities, the people who are accused of stealing money, the people who are in these positions, government positions, are actually taking advantage of the wananchi. This can lead to civil unrest. And I don't know about you, but if the Wagner group make their way to the east, I think this government shall not stand for too long. Okay? I know Ruto is making enemies by aligning himself with the West, speaking against the coups that are happening in the West. Okay? These coups that are happening in the West are largely supported by most African countries. They are supporting this because they see it as Africa taking control back okay, of their resources and power. Okay, so for Ruto to speak against this, he's backing himself in a corner, along with the types, Tinubu types. Okay, they're not popular, and we've seen Gabon has been taken over by the coup, by the military leaders. Okay, so if this continues, and remember, I won't be surprised if Tinubu is impeached. Okay, because if ECOWAS tries to attack Mali, Burkina Faso, or Niger, all those three countries, they have signed a contract that if one country is attacked by AU or ECOWAS, they shall all come together and attack back. Okay? So, with these coups that are happening in the West, I think the East, the civilians of the East, the more they get tired of what's happening with their governments, they can be, okay, tempted to see or to seek a coup d'etat in their own governments. Ruto is not doing himself any favor. And by these two political coalitions, if they make the mistake of trying to change this constitution to accommodate their fellow political class, we can be on to something. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, it's been 46 minutes. I will not go past this. If you've watched, join my show, my submission here, I will stop there. I was hoping some people will join me, but it's okay. They did not join. Take a break, and maybe I'll have another live in an hour or two. So if you've watched, if it's your first time watching this, please subscribe, share, like, comment, tell me what you think, and make sure you join me in the show next time when I go live. Okay? Thank you very much. This is Kenyan Revolutionary. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace and blessings. All right, and I'll talk to you guys later. Yep.